The fight to build more housing in an area where prices are through the roof. Special correspondent Duarte Geraldino reports from the San Francisco Bay Area. It's part of our weekly Making Sense series, which airs every Thursday on the NewsHour.
Whose house?
In the San Francisco Bay Area, it seems any small group of voices can derail a proposed housing development. Some urban liberals wage war on so-called luxury housing. Around here, the going price for a two-bedroom is over $4 grand a month.
No, West Bay Area.
Meanwhile, some suburban conservatives fight against subsidized housing.
Stand up for your property rights before they get taken away. They want to take away your decision on where you're going to live and how you're going to live.
But there is a new and growing group protesting what it sees as the not in my backyard or NIMBY attitudes of both the left and the right. This group calls itself YIMBY, yes in my backyard.
Welcome everybody to the Rally for Housing.
Sonia Traus, hobbled by a broken foot, is hopping mad about the lack of new construction, which she says is inflating housing prices throughout the Bay Area.
It's caused by zoning, but it's also caused by super local control. That's really what it is.
And you're trying to disrupt that?
Yeah.
YIMBY groups are fighting to ease local development requirements, originally meant to maximize community input, but that today effectively delay new projects for years, meaning newcomers have to outbid existing residents for a place to live.
It's one-for-one replacement. You know, everybody that comes in, basically someone has to leave.
And yet more people are coming in.
Exactly. There's more people that want to live here than we have space for, and step one is make more space.
A good rule of thumb is that, on average, 2 new jobs are enough to justify a new housing unit. But that hasn't been the case in San Francisco. In fact, since 2011, more than 500,000 jobs have been added to the Bay Area economy, but only 100,000 new housing units built, 1 for every 5 new jobs.
Getting into the Bay Area is like getting into a country club. You either have to have a lot of money right off the bat, or you have to know someone.
Now, even Governor Jerry Brown seems to be siding with the YIMBYs against the NIMBYs. He just introduced legislation to simplify the approval process for new projects that include at least some affordable housing.
You're going to have to reduce some of the regulatory burdens.
But the YIMBYs say the governor's proposal doesn't go far enough. They would fast-track new construction at all levels. Even new luxury housing, betting more overall supply, will reduce prices across the board.
The goal ultimately is to have more housing.
More housing?
Just more.
Everything more?
Yeah.
I'm a gentrifier.
Noah Smith knows some people consider him part of the problem.
The city shouldn't just be a theme park for young upper middle class people like me.
Smith is an economist who writes for the financial media firm Bloomberg. He is also part of the new creative class flocking to the Bay Area.
And I'm sure that there's someone who has it just a little bit harder to find housing because I occupied this place that I'm overpaying for.
Folks like Smith have pushed median rent for a 1-bedroom in San Francisco above $3,600 a month, making this city, with all its charm and grit, the most expensive rental market in the nation.
A studio in the Tenderloin, which is filled with drug addicts and homeless people, will go for about $2,200 to $2,800.
In 2013, Jen Passetti and her husband opened a mom-and-pop restaurant in the Tenderloin district, an area that's since been transformed.
It's insane. The way the rents are jumping. I'll have to leave. I can't afford to stay in San Francisco at the prices that are present.
So you're going to run a local business but live way outside?
I mean, what choice do you have?
A major inconvenience for Passetti, who could soon have a much longer commute, but a true hardship for the kitchen staff and other blue-collar workers.
Lower income people are involved in the service economy. And they prepare food, they, clean houses, they work on construction and things like that. And these require you to be close to a lot of customers.
So they're necessarily local?
They're necessarily local, that's right.
Smith reasons when lower income workers are forced further away from employment, travel costs eat away at their income, adding to inequality.
I think it's important to have housing at all levels.
NIMBYS is supporting Gary McCoy's run for a seat on the Democratic Council Central Committee. McCoy believes NIMBY's pro-growth strategy could reduce homelessness.
I was homeless for somewhere around 3 or 4 years. The hardest thing for me still is very rainy days, rainy, wet days, because it brings back, trying to find where to go out of the elements and having wet socks.
More people are fighting over fewer units.
So NIMBY wants to change San Francisco's political structure, but it's not stopping at the city's borders.
The state spent a lot of money on highways, on the BART, and everywhere that's on transit that has good access to jobs really needs to be built up.
Strauss is talking about affluent nearby suburbs like Lafayette, California. Population 25,000, median home price $1.5 million, and just 20 minutes away from downtown San Francisco on BART, the Bay Area rapid transit system. In December, Strauss sued Lafayette after it took a parcel that had been set aside for 315 affordable apartments and rezoned it for 44 single-family homes.
The parcel that Sonia is talking about is located 1.5 miles from the BART station. So for those people who are least able to afford a car, this would be the worst place for them to live. But still, Sonia has filed that lawsuit.
Lafayette City Manager Stephen Falk points out that more than 500 apartments and townhouses are being built, many of them within a half-mile walking distance from public transportation.
I think it's an unfair criticism to say that Lafayette is not doing its fair share.
Her belief is by in any way restricting development so that more units are not thrown into the market, you are by default contributing to prices raising. You don't believe that's the case?
Coming out of that so-called Great Recession, there were thousands of homes in my county, not hundreds, thousands of homes that could not find a renter or a buyer. Are we willing to despoil our natural and wild places for what we know is a temporary economic phenomenon? I think the answer should be no.
This will be a tract development right up to the road.
Michael Griffiths agrees with Stephen Falk about not disturbing nature, but he's a little more extreme. That's why he and a group of Lafayette homeowners are also suing the city to block the 44-home compromise development.
Best use is open space for all, recreational use, enjoy the view of the magical Mount Diablo.
Are you opposed to development?
No, but we feel it's critical and fundamental that voters who pay taxes and live here have the right to vote on this important issue.
But Strauss doesn't believe anyone should have the right to vote on and thereby stall development that could ease the housing shortage.
We need housing everywhere. And we can't allow cities to just turn down perfectly good apartment projects just because they want empty fields or single-family homes. So we might do lawsuits anywhere in the U.S.
Those lawsuits could put a new development a short walk away from your backyard. In San Francisco, Duarte Geraldino for the PBS NewsHour.